Okay.
Hey everyone, Alex and Liz here. We're cutting our recap from last week. We're a bit late because it's been really hectic this weekend, but we're going to talk about some of the side mount stuff we did last week. Sorry about the background noise. If we pan over here, we've got Mark Malloy training for a upcoming fight. We've got Josh helping him out here, so we're doing really good. So, talking about side mount. Liz is going to go ahead and come down in position. And there's a lot of ways to work this side mount. Today we're going to set out into a scarf hold, and from the set out we're going to talk about the proper mechanics to get there, and we're going to look at a couple of attack options from there. So we start in a nice solid side mount, good fundamental position. I'm tight on the hip, I'm tight on her opposite hip, and I'm controlling the head so the head can't come towards my knee and so she can't bridge off of this head. So, for whatever reason, I'm having trouble advancing this position. Maybe she's fighting up, maybe she's doing a really good job of pulling this elbow in, so I can't isolate the elbow. So, what we're going to do is set out to scarf. So from here, she's pushing back, I'm taking my top hand and going to the elbow and making just a hooking grip on the elbow. From the elbow, I want to keep my pressure down. I don't want to stand up or take pressure and weight off of her and then turn, because that gives her space. So from here, I'm going to continue to drive my knees away. I'm going to compress my chest into her sternum, and then I'm going to set my low leg out first, and then I'm going to roll up onto this foot. And you can see that starts to open the space here under her shoulder, and at the same time maintaining my base here. My weight has shifted back over her floating ribs, so I'm compressing her at the same time that I'm holding this position. We always talk up here at the camera, make sure when you're running this, I'm actually running this with my head tucked down so she doesn't have this push to get me off. So from here, I'm bringing the bottom leg. I'm letting her carry all my weight. You can see how she's having to breathe. She's lifting her head. I let this weight, notice I'm not dragging my knee across the mat. I let that knee stay off the mat all the way till it's in the back of her shoulder. Now, if I want to, I can set down and control pressure here, or if I want to continue to apply pressure, I can continue to drive this foot further, keeping my hips off the ground, and really continue to apply pressure as I work. From here, we're going to pummel underneath. There are a lot of options on this, but I'm going to pummel underneath and trap the head. As I trap underneath her head, my head's dropping to her shoulder, again to prevent this arm from coming over and pushing and making my life difficult. Rather than fight against that, I just want to cut that out at the outset. This leg I'm going to step with deep enough that I can actually reach underneath and grab the inside of my knee and that popliteal fossa in the back of my leg. This lets me use this leverage to turn my floating ribs into her. And again, you feel her breathe, you hear that compression of the lungs. This becomes very painful for her to maintain a position for a long time. This leg will float as I need it to for base. A lot of times, it's back here because one of the places I'm susceptible is if I let my feet come up too far, Liz starts to set up, she controls some momentum, she does a, go ahead, set up hard, she does a set up with her legs and momentum, and I can be reversed. So most of the time, this foot is running back. So now if she goes to set up, even against my compression, I have this base. So my foot's back creating base. What will generally happen then is she'll do a couple things. One, she'll probably try and bring this elbow back to try and get it underneath my hip as she's shrimping. Once we've created this discomfort with our pressure from our scarf hold to make her want to do this, we're going to capitalize on it. My hand comes underneath and slides down the hand, traps the wrist, and I'm going to push this down towards the 7 o'clock position. Once this is here, I'm rotating the thumb up, I'm hooking with, again, the back of my knee and that fossa, and now I'm going to let this leg slide down over the elbow, and I'm going to conduct an armbar here. Important to note, I have to angle this thumb properly, and I have to bite it with my knee to have any sort of effect. I also have to slide this down to the proper position to gain my fulcrum over the elbow. What happens when I come here with most people, however, is they see this is bad, they rotate their thumb up because they don't want the armbar, and they start trying to yank it out. As she yanks, I lift my heel, and I let her feed her own hand directly into an Americana position. From here, I drop my foot, I step over into a triangle position, and now I'm going to go to a chain link grip right here. This is really secure, my head goes down, and now I'm bringing back my legs and driving my hips forward for Americana from the scarf. So, quick review. On our side mount, the big 3 points of control from the side mount, my transition to the scarf with pressure, which we talked about, and then some follow-up attacks from there that make use of your opponent's reaction to that tightness and that pressure and that control you're exerting over them to go ahead and feed them into your own attacks. So really effective sequence, a lot of fun, and a lot of good jiu-jitsu in there for a lot of different situations if you take the time to break it down. So that was a quick review from last week. We're going to go help Mark get ready, and we'll see y'all next week when we talk about leg locks. Take care.